While basketball is the uniquest game, the movement of both the ball and the player falls under the law of motion.
Using the laws of physics, an astute basketball fan can scientifically analyze the game, predicting where will it go and what will happen to it.
Basketball players are truly physicists in action.
The three laws of motion, as formulated by Sir Isaac Newton, give the overall context of the happenings in a basketball game.
All actions in a basketball game can be seen in the context of these three laws. Newton's first law of motion states that an object at rest tends to stay at rest, while an object in motion tends to stay in motion unless an external force acts upon it. This law appears in basketball when the player is shooting the ball.
When the player is holding the ball is at rest. But when the player shoots the ball, they use force to throw the ball into the hoop. When the ball goes through the hoop and comes down, it bounces a few times then stops because no external force is acting upon it. Also, when the ball hits the backboard, the force of the backboard slows the ball down some.
This is how Newton's first law is presented in basketball. Newton's second law of motion is known as acceleration equals net force over mass. This is used in basketball when a player passes the basketball.
If they use too much force when passing the ball, it will go flying past the player it was intended to go to, because the mass of the basketball is light.
But if little force is applied to the throw of a basketball, it won't reach the player that is waiting for the pass, and the other team could easily take the ball.
Players should be careful with the amount of force they use. This is why in basketball, when passing the ball, Newton's second law of motion is very important.
The final law of motion describes the bounce of the ball. Newton's third law, action and reaction, states that for every action or force in nature, there is an equal and opposite reaction.
Whenever the ball hits anything, the thing pushes the ball back. For example is the floor. The floor, seemingly unimportant in the laws of motion as it does not move, is actually a significant player in a game of basketball.
Because the third law states that the force is equal and opposite, we can know that the ball will return in the direction whence it came and with a nearly equivalent speed.
The third law also explains why players get injured after falling. In an intense basketball game, players fall with much force, which is in turn pushed back upon the player's body with an equal amount of force.